All right, welcome everyone to our viral versus Korean skincare masterclass. I'm really excited to talk to you about this because there are some big differences between Western culture and Eastern culture. And we're going to be comparing some of the viral products that maybe you even have in your drawer, on your shelf, in your bathroom right now, compared to like what is actually competing in Korea. And if you didn't know this, Korea is actually considered the skincare capital of the world. Like Korea is to skincare, like Paris is to fashion. That's how you want to think of it. And what is really interesting is that not only do Koreans have beautiful skin, I mean, just milky white glass skin. A lot of Korean women have the most admired skin in the world. They teach at a very young age to follow rituals at night, getting ready for their skincare routine. And one of the big things that they do differently is they believe in strengthening the skin barrier, not necessarily tearing it down. And what that means is that, you know, um, in Western culture, we tend to use a little bit more aggressive ingredients, things like retinol, things that are going to force the cell turnover and cause, those new cells to pop up and tear down that skin barrier. But in Korea, they believe in strengthening that skin barrier and thickening it and developing it. Because what they're finding now, you can be on either side. We don't really know what's the truth here, but just the argument is that when you're using some of those harsh ingredients, what it's doing is thinning out the skin barrier. And then over time, later down the road, yes, initially you're causing that cell turnover, but later down the road, you're actually causing that thinner skin barrier, so it can cause crepey skin. So you decide, you do your research, but that's what we're here to talk about. Okay, so why is Korea so tough? How did Korea become this mecca when it comes to skincare? Well, here's one of the reasons why. One of the biggest differences is they use an app. It's called Hawahe, and it actually lets them review products and ingredients in real time. Okay, so everybody uses this app, and if a product gets or an ingredient gets thousands of reviews, it's good. It has now survived the most demanding test market in the world. If a product only gets 69 reviews, they're out. It didn't make it. It's not going to make it to the shelf. It's not going to cut it. And sometimes those brands go on to actually market to different countries, different civilizations, because they know they're not going to hack it in Korea. So this is part of the reason why there's actually less hype and less marketing happening in Korea because of that app, because of the reviews that they use. And if a product survives Korea, it's going to survive anywhere. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the big difference. So most of the brands in Western markets build through content, celebrities, the packaging. They spend a ton of money on this. Whereas in Korea, remember, they're building on results, ingredients, consumer reviews. So those are the two big different things. Now, here's what you may not realize. In Western cultures, they're actually spending upwards of 40 to 60% of the revenue on marketing, on the packaging, on that celebrity endorsement. So it's not always so much about the science. Sometimes you're paying for a logo and not necessarily the lab work. That's the big difference that we're talking about here. Okay, so I'm going to show you this video. And what I want you, this is an example of Western marketing. Okay, this is an example of basically where people put more of an emphasis on their marketing, on brand endorsements, celebrity endorsements, on PR packages. And I want you to see the difference because they do things a little bit different in Western culture versus Korean. So I'm just going to show you an example. This is called, I don't know if is it called the Demi Moore challenge? I'm not sure what it's called, but I'm going to show you something that is real time that's happening right now.
This is for Demi Moore. She won't mind.
Lancome just accidentally sent out a bunch of packages to influencers labeled Demi Moore.
I received a package from Lancome, but it's addressed to Demi Moore, not me.
The internet has went absolutely crazy. On TikTok, there's so many videos of saying, oh my gosh, I think I accidentally got the wrong package. It's to Demi Moore. Wait, let me read the letter. Demi, we're so excited to offer you this.
This is addressed to Demi Moore. There's no way that this could be for me.
People went viral. They were like, oh my God, I accidentally got Demi's PR package. I feel so special. Demi actually responded to a bunch of those people saying, hey, what's mine is yours, finders keepers. Everyone kind of was like, is she in on it? What's going on? What do you know? It's a PR stunt. They did that on purpose. They put out all those packages geniusly because she was their new ambassador. I absolutely love this. It got people talking. It got more PR than a 6-month strategy could. It was low cost, viral marketing done right. It was the perfect rollout for their longevity focused beauty line. This is modern PR.
What do you guys think about that? I'm so curious to see your thoughts on this because it is so funny that they put the money into this. This is genius, actually. I will say it's a genius PR strategy, but that's exactly what it is. And that's exactly how brands can capitalize and become popular in Western culture, because it's not necessarily about the reviews. It's about what's kitschy, what's being talked about, what's TikTok viral, and celebrity endorsements. So what did you guys... Yeah, misleading. What a stunt. I know it was actually brilliant. I have to say it was very well done. But I guarantee those products wouldn't be up to Korea standards. So, okay, somebody said they would feel used. Okay, are we kind of starting to see the difference between the different marketing strategies versus the viral versus the Korean? We're catching on to that. Let's actually dig into some of these products. Now, we've all heard of La Mer because it has the most ridiculous price tag attached to it. $638 for a jar of Creme de la Mer, and it has all the promises to give you a brand new face, and it better with that price tag. Unfortunately, if you were actually to review the ingredients, we're talking about mineral oil, petrolatum, sea kelp, and that's actually it. Sea kelp and miracle broth is the marketing around this. And when you actually take that, now this is not a product that has gone viral in Korea. This is, again, Western culture. If we take the viral versus the Korean standard, we're actually going to compare it to a dermatology cream. No mineral oil, no petrolatum, no filler, and it actually has 20 different patents with 52 industry awards. That it's won in Korea, and this brand has actually sold $3 billion. So Korean standards and the viral standards are a little bit different. The only reason they can gain that traction is because of the reviews, because of the ingredients, because of the results. And I'm going to show you this. Now, this is really going to shock your world if you haven't seen this. I actually showed this a few weeks ago, and they actually revealed what it costs to make some of these viral products that promise a fountain of youth. So I want you to watch this.
Group chat that went viral. The Ordinary, their latest pop-up was called Markup Marché, and it was this grocery store that they created, and the whole premise is that it shows you how much the things cost, and then as you check out you get a different price point to show you how inflated the beauty industry is and how much the consumer is paying an unnecessary price point based on the cost of the goods. Now, that in and of itself is an interesting concept, but why it came under fire this week is there was an Estee Lauder group chat that went viral. Someone that works at Estee Lauder is like, how is an Estee Lauder portfolio-based brand talking about this when La Mer, which is also in the Estee Lauder portfolio, costs €450 to produce the Creme de la Mer, and it retails at, depending on your currency, $390 a bottle.
Okay, did you guys catch that? It costs $4.50 to produce this cream that they're selling upwards of $400 to $600, depending on how many ounces you get. So this is just another classic example of how more expensive doesn't always mean better ingredients. It just means you're paying for better marketing. It's a bigger budget towards packaging and celebrity and deals. Whereas Korea is going to invest that money into R&D, into ingredients, and that's why Korea is the skincare capital of the world, because all of the brands and all of the products are based on reviews and not the hype. So okay, I love this. Your skin can't read price tags. I just was like, that's brilliant. Your skin doesn't care about the price tag, it cares about the results. And to be honest with you, whether you guys want to hear this or not, most viral brands are the same cream in different jars because a lot of them are, produced by the same manufacturer, white labeled, for different brands. And if you look at the bottom of the packaging, you can actually see where it's manufactured and where it's developed at. So let's take another one. If you've heard of this, this is Elemis, and this is their Pro Collagen Cleansing Balm that went viral, and a lot of people were talking about it. And their key hero ingredient here is eucalyptus oil. Okay, now what you're really paying for $72 is you're paying for that spa smell, that eucalyptus smell. That is actually what you're paying for. It's really the same makeup remover as any oil cleanser. That's why I really love this Incelderm cleansing oil. It's $36, comes in a very large jar. I mean, this thing is going to last you 6 to 12 months, went viral in Korea. We're not talking about viral, but it did go viral in Korea because of the reviews. But it gives you that glow. And here's the thing, if you've never used an oil cleanser, don't be afraid of it, because what oil is going to do, oil is going to pull dirt and oil out of your pores. And so when I first used this oil cleanser, I rubbed it on for about 10 seconds, washed it off, and I didn't really fall in love with it. I was like, I guess it's good. It smells good. It looks nice. It kind of loosened up my makeup. That's good. And then I realized I wasn't using it correctly. If you actually take this cleansing oil and you rub it into your skin for at least a couple minutes, I would say rub it in for 3 to 4 minutes if it's your first time, you will actually feel it loosening up and pulling out dirt and oil that's in your skin. It gives my skin the cleanest feel I've ever felt in my entire life. Like, you could not tear this product away from me now. This is like on my top 5 favorites list. So now that I'm using it properly, so make sure you're using it. And when you use a cleansing oil, make sure you follow it with a secondary cleanser, because Koreans believe in double cleansing as much as they do anti-aging. You don't want to leave oil on the skin because oil can make you break out. So the oil is going to loosen everything up. Then you want to go in with a secondary cleanser. I have my favorites, a snow enzyme cleanser, also a gel cleanser that has patented ingredients, fantastic. And those are some of my favorites, but that's actually going to rinse that oil off. Okay, let's talk about another viral product, Rhode. Okay, so I've seen a lot of reels and Instagram and TikToks around this glazing milk because it gives you a glow. Well, here's the thing. It is just a glow. It's not actually repairing the skin barrier. There's no brightening actives. It's not doing any anti-aging. You are literally paying $55 to look like a glazed donut, which is in, glass skin is in, but I don't know about you, but if I'm going to invest my money, I want to know that the product is going to give me a return and actually start repairing my skin. So my favorite is the Dermatology First. Actually, you can see it here. So this is the Dermatology First package. This went viral in Korea because the reviews spoke for themselves. This actually sold $3 billion in Korea alone. Now, what it's going to do, it has a nickname called Boo-Se-Boo. So you're going to spray a booster spray, then you're going to put on a serum, and then you're going to spray the booster spray again. This is going to give you those glazed donut vibes, but it's going to do so much more than that because it has 20 patents, it has 52 awards. It's going to strengthen and build the barrier, and it's a cosmeceutical. So cosmeceutical can do things that regular skincare cannot do, even medical grade. So this is actually going to go to the cellular level. It's going to heal at that cellular level, and it's using a microfluidizer process. So it's actually able to penetrate to the deepest layer and heal from the inside out. It also has a patented Jeju Energy Lava Water, and we're going to talk about that here in just a few minutes, so I'll save that for a little bit later. Okay, let's talk about this. This is 345 Relief Cream. It went viral for calming redness and acne, okay? Here's the thing, it never made it in Korea. They couldn't compete in Korea. It didn't, it didn't cut it out on Hawaii. So that's their #1 beauty app that they use. It got 69 reviews on Hawaii. I hope I'm saying it right. You guys can message me if I'm not. It's my best guess at how to say it. Now, because it didn't do well in Korea, which is where the big dogs compete, they actually built their name in Western markets. And they figured out a way to take this viral through marketing and celebrity endorsements and different things. And it went viral for calming redness and acne. Now, if you want something that actually is performing in Korea, highly recommend the Calming Balance Gel. This is $39, so it does cost more, but look how much more you're getting. You're getting twice the amount. So it actually doesn't cost more because you're getting twice the amount. And here's what this is going to do. It does so many different things. So I actually use it for different things. Now, this would be like your hyaluronic acid, okay? It's gonna plump the skin, heal the skin. If you have a rash, if you have dry skin, if you have a burn. In fact, if anyone gets a kitchen burn, I don't run for the aloe vera, I run for the Calming Balance Gel because this has actually healed the skin. We actually had a guy, her name is Dr. Lynn Diaz, and her husband had a very severe burn. He got an oil burn on his hand. And so what they did is they used the Calming Balance Gel, and then they layered strips of the collagen melting sheet mask, which I'm going to talk about in just a second. And it actually created this incredible barrier and healed that burn within just a few days. So it is so healing. It's key for eczema, for sunburns. We just got back from Costa Rica, and anybody with a sunburn was slathering the Calming Balance Gel, and you'd be surprised how it was healing the skin by the next day. So the next thing that I'm going to talk about, viral versus Korean, is the Summer Friday Lip Butter Balm. This is $24. It gives a great glow. It's travel friendly. It's marketing driven price. Now, I will say it doesn't stand up to this multi-stick balm. So the multi-stick balm, this is a really interesting product because not only does it have a concentrated amount of patented ingredients, but it's called a multi-stick balm for a reason. Because you do a swipe under your eyes. You can put it in dry areas. You can use it as a lip balm. You can use it, on your neck if you're having some dry or sagging areas on your neck. Now, I got this tip that I'm going to give you from this celebrity makeup artist. You take a swipe of the multi-stick balm under your eyes, which I actually did tonight, and then you put your concealer on. Your concealer will not crease, and it will give you the hydration of your life. Then you can take the stick balm, you can use it on your lips if you want to use it on your lips. Some people keep a stick balm in their purse next to their bed, in their makeup bag. That's what I do, all the things. And anytime you're feeling dry, my friend Susan, who's competing in Miss Global this week, she uses this stick balm on her neck because not only does it give kind of that dewy look, but it's also helping, with any repair around the neck. So highly recommend this. It's $29. This thing is so concentrated, it's going to last you months and months and months, I guess, depending on how often and where you're putting it. Okay, so let's talk about masks. How are we doing in the chat, by the way? You guys are blowing up the chat, and I haven't even stopped to talk to you guys. Okay, so let me know if there's anything. I'm just going through here really quickly. Okay, it looks like you guys are obsessing over the products like I am. Okay, so let's talk about Dr. Jart. Now, this is kind of an interesting story. This is actually a Korean skincare brand. Um, they tried to launch it in Korea. The Cryo Rubber Mask is what they tried to launch in Korea. And it was only recognized as a mid-tier brand in Korea. Like, it's okay. I mean, it's not a top seller. It was not a top tier one. In fact, if we compare this to the collagen melting sheet mask, the cryo rubber mask actually got 10 times lower reviews than the collagen melting sheet mask than Remon. So what's interesting though is Dr. Jart, since they are, and I'm not, by the way, I'm not trying to, I'm just giving you the facts. I'm giving you the numbers. But I will say, since they weren't performing in Korea, since it is an interesting product, right? You look at it, it's very interesting. This is a perfect fit for going viral in Western markets because they can use that marketing, that hype, that storytelling, the format story to sell more products. So this has actually performed really well in Western markets, but in Korea, didn't cut it. Now, this collagen melting sheet mask, now, by the way, the cryo rubber mask, it's $16 for one. The collagen melting sheet mask, it's $60 for six. So it comes in six in a box. Now, here's what's interesting about it. These are actually dry masks. So when you put it on, your face has to be a little bit tacky. So this is where my trick is. I like to use that Calming Balance Gel, makes my skin a little bit tacky. So then the sheets adhere to the skin, and then you use the booster spray that we talked about. It absorbs into the skin. Well, what happens is this uses nanocollagen fibers that actually penetrates collagen to the deepest layer of skin. But because it's a dry mask, that is important because most masks are wet. And the reason why they're wet is because they have preservatives and ingredients in it that are going to prevent it from molding. So I love this because after one use, you have a 28% reduction in wrinkles. It is shocking to me. We actually had one woman who tested the masks out. She used all 6 masks for 6 days in a row. You can do that if you want to get a jump start on your skin, or you can use one a week or every other week. But she did that. She took a before and after picture. It was shocking how many of the lines on her cheeks were completely gone. I had no idea. And then she went into a skincare routine after that. So the reason why is because the hyaluronic acid that's in it pulls moisture into the deepest layers of skin. Now, it also has polyglutamic acid. Now, that's the same hero ingredient that is in the Rhode glazing milk. Remember we talked about that? That gives you like that dewy look. And it's because it holds 4 times more water than hyaluronic acid. So that is in that mask. So you don't have to worry about getting that. It also has collagen supporting peptides. Now this is cool, that signal your skin to produce more collagen. That's very interesting. Also has adenosine, niacinamide for brightening, pore refinement, and you stay plumped and dewy. So use this at night, use it before you go to bed, wear it all night, get the max. Or if you're going to use it during the day, just don't wear makeup that day. Some people put it on under the makeup. I prefer it on a blank canvas, and I don't like to put my makeup on over it. Okay, now I thought this was interesting. Okay, so here are some viral North America brands that didn't make it in Korea. Do you guys see any brands that you use on this list? There's several that I use on this list. I was shocked to see this. Now, we're not knocking these brands. Like, there are many products from many of these brands that I love, but what it got me thinking and what I actually took away from this is I realized that if these are good and we like these, imagine how much better some of the products are coming out of Korea because they're held to much higher standards. Whereas we tend to get pulled into marketing and hype, just like this Zoom tonight. It was probably some marketing and some hype. What are some shocking truths you're going to hear tonight, right? So I thought this was interesting. Not that there's anything wrong with these brands, but Korea just has different standards than we do in North America. I thought that was very interesting. Okay, so now that we know what to look for, let me talk a little bit more about what actually works. And I'm going to just show you this 1-minute video. We talked a lot about this Korean skincare brand that went viral in Korea, sold $3 billion. I'm going to show you a 1-minute highlight, kind of on some of the accolades and why they've done so well.
Founded in 2018 in South Korea, Rimmon has quickly emerged as a global leader in K-beauty, with products designed to help you uncover your glow and keep it. From skincare to makeup through ICD, to body and hair care through Boda Lab, and nutrition with Lifening. Each formula is rooted in the timeless rituals of Korean beauty, carrying forward the heritage and wisdom of centuries past, backed by more than 20 patents, 52 awards, and billions in sales. Rimmon is now shared by a community of hundreds of thousands around the world. At the heart of it all is our continued commitment to reimagine products and opportunities that empower people to become the difference they seek in their world.
So you can obviously see if a brand, we kind of talked about this, if a brand can compete in Korea, they're going to dominate the rest of the world. And like we said, they sold $3 billion in the world's toughest market. And it is available right here in North America now, where you don't have to take a private jet to Korea like the Kardashians did. You can actually purchase it here. And some of the highlights that we talked about, they sold 40 million jars of this. This is that dermatology cream that we talked about. And there's a reason for that. And I always tell people, don't take my word for it. Let the camera be the judge. Let the camera tell the story. Make sure you take a picture in front of a window, in front of natural light. It will show you the changes that are happening to your skin, which I will show you a couple of before and after pictures here in just a minute. But I do think it's interesting how K-beauty, the category of K-beauty, has now outranked France in global beauty exports. Like, this is the new standard. So here's a couple things I'm going to tell you. So remember how we talked about the Jeju Energy Lava Water? Well, this is really interesting because you have to realize most products use distilled water, which is dead water, okay? And that just acts like a carrier, but it's not really a benefit. And then actually 70-80% of products are usually just dead water. Well, because the formulator of this product, just a backstory on it, he was actually studying something called tiger grass for over 20 years. And he was researching it because tigers would roll around in this because it would heal their wounds faster. And what he found is, he was studying this, he developed his own strain and technology of tiger grass. And he actually created a new species, and it's called giant byungpul. And he has a patent on this. It took him about 3 years to get the patent because it's very hard to patent a new species of plant. And because he's a top formulator, he owns something called Ask Labs. Ask Labs is in Korea, and it's on Jeju Island, which is off the coast of Korea. Because he's a top formulator, he is one of 6 scientists that has access to something called Jeju Energy Lava Water. And he's the only one licensed to be able to use it in cosmetics. Now, there's only 5 locations in the world that have this energy lava water, because what it is it's seawater that's been filtered under volcanic rock for over 400,000 years. So there are literally frequencies and minerals in this water that you cannot even find on Earth anymore. They call it healing water. And so what he does is he grows, not only does he grow the giant byungpul in this, but he also adds it to the product. So you're getting those extra healing properties. Now, we already talked about the giant byungpul, but another kind of key to this cosmeceutical is the delivery system, because they have a patented microfluidizer process where it allows the particles to actually penetrate to the deepest layer of skin and heals at the cellular level from the inside out. So not only does it have peptides and NMN that stimulates your abilities on like collagen production and anti-aging, Oops, let me make sure everybody's muted. So it has so many different benefits. Now you can see two different skincare lines here, okay? Now the one on the left is water-based. This is really where I recommend people start because it's a cosmeceutical. It's going to do things that your regular skincare can't do. So I like for people to start there. But if you have very, very dry skin, or maybe you're from Canada in the wintertime, I don't know how you guys handle the dry weather, maybe you want the oil-based line, which is on the right. Those are the white bottles. Now that's our more advanced line. It has 7 times nanoliposomal technology, so it's really going to penetrate every single cell. But I like people to start with the water-based and then work your way up. Some people use the water-based in the morning, the oil-based, the advanced line at night, and they get the benefits of both. So if you're wondering which one is right for you, you can definitely get back to the person that invited you. And does it work? Yes. I love this quote by Tammy. I've been an esthetician for 25 years, and I can tell you I've never had a product give me these results in such a short period of time with clean ingredients. And not even products with retinol or other HAAs, enzymes, peptides. This line is nothing like I've ever seen. Now, Sharon in the middle, she has people tell her all the time, those pictures aren't real. And she's like, I know. I wouldn't believe it either if it wasn't my face staring back at me. She goes, I see my pictures and I'm shocked, but I've had 0 surgeries, no needles, no treatments. I found this product line and it literally changed my face. And so what's interesting is she even went to her esthetician, and her esthetician had told her, you have very dry skin, and we're seeing some things that we need to work on. And she even lives in Florida, and it's very humid and hot in Florida, and the hydration levels that came into her skin and just the years, I mean, she looks 10 years younger. So this is why we tell people to take pictures. I know it's hard to believe. That's why we say let the camera be the judge. This is Dr. Lynn. You can see exactly what it did for her smile lines and then the crow's feet around her eyes. And she had dry skin too, which is a thing of the past. Now, I love looking at this. So many pictures I see where it's tightening, puffiness under the eyes, and that's because the Giant Beyond Pool actually reduces inflammation in the skin. So when you see that tightening effect, sometimes I've been like, did they get a nose job? Like, I swear it's just tightening everything in the face. And that's what's happening, is that reduced inflammation. You can see lines around the mouth improved, around the jawline. You can see exactly what it did for Lori as well. Now, I do have good news for you. I don't know if you realize this. Today is National Splurge Day. Did you guys know? So I'm giving you permission right now to pamper yourself, to splurge on yourself, to get yourself something that you want. I let my son splurge on some Robux, if you know what that is. It's for Roblox. I was like, it's National Splurge Day, right? Why not? So this is what I recommend. This is actually great timing if you're on here tonight watching this. Now, this is only for 4 days. It's only going to go through Sunday. So if you're watching this after Sunday, I'm sorry, but stay close to the fire and you'll hear about the next promo. Now, this is where you're getting those patented, the Boo that we talked about, Booster Serum Booster. You're getting the dermatology cream. You're also getting some limited time items where you're getting it's a soft touch hand wash, and it comes with 2 refills. Every single person, we just had an influencer today. She was like, I need to know when these come back in stock. She's obsessed with it. She saw that they were coming back on the website and she freaked out. She wanted more. There's also the hand cream, which is, you have to realize the patented ingredients that they have also goes into the lotion. It's like skincare for your body. So you can't buy these normally. You can only get these along with this bundle, but you're also going to get that free viral multi-stick balm. Remember, we talked about how you put that on under your eyes, no creping under the eyes, any dry areas. Some people have a stick for their mouth, their lips, their dry lips, under their eyes. Some people have a whole separate stick balm for the bottom of their feet. If you have cracked heels, it's going to heal that skin. So this is a great deal because it's $187. You're going to get, I think it's almost a $40 value for free with that. And there's also makeup. So if you're building your cart and you're realizing, okay, like Korea is the gold standard. You need to try the cushion. So this is the cushion on the bottom right. This is a foundation. It's not a liquid, it's not a powder, it's like a hybrid, and it makes your makeup look like it's been airbrushed or professionally done. There's also lip butters, and what the coolest thing is, this patented skincare is also in the makeup. And here's the thing, if you're going to compete in Korea, remember, they don't follow faces, they follow formulations. That's why, I some of the brands that we saw that I actually use couldn't compete in Korea. So that's why when I see makeup and skincare coming out of Korea that sold $3 billion, I pay attention and I want to stock up on it. So your skin deserves the truth. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. You need to get back to the person that shared this with you so that you can get your hands on that National Splurge promo. And I want to thank you guys so much. And I can't wait to hear your results. I'm going to stop the recording. I'm just going to see if you guys